So, all day I was thinking of something to talk about, and I think I've found something because I'm at work. So, all right, we all know those three people we have at work, or four people. You have your coworker, you have your friend, and you have your best friend, and then you have your crush or the person that you're interested in, whether it be guy or girl, depending on your gender. Fuck, sorry, I couldn't think. But anyways, right, the coworkers is the person that you work with. You have nothing in common. You just talk about work. You don't talk about nothing other than work, unless like you talk about your day, how it went so far. All right, and they got your friend. You guys are just you just have stuff in common. You guys talk about this and that about work or about other people or just general things like music or sports or TV shows you watch or general stuff like that. And then you got your best friend that you guys hang out inside and outside of work, and you guys, have all kinds of stuff in common. You have like the same type of music, the same movies, the same like you watch the same sports. You might have different teams, but you still watch the same thing, and you still have the generation hate for like another team or something. You know what I mean? And you guys usually just joke around, have inside jokes, or have jokes that you have in common. Like you find stuff in common that's hilarious to you guys. So you guys, that's your best friend and your homie that you might work in different departments. Like if you work at a grocery store, or wherever you work, you group up with that dude like at lunch or that chick at lunch. You guys sit at lunch and talk and bullshit like, well, it's my day, and I was fucking with this chick, or I was fucking with this dude, and that shit like that. All right, and then you got that one that you're crushing on bad. You're like, man, every time you see him, like, fuck yeah, you're making my day. You make a little extra effort to show them, like, you help them out with something, or give them a compliment, or you just joke around with them in a flirtatious way, and you try to see if there's something from there. And most of the time, well, sometimes they're like, oh, I appreciate you. I think you're like, I like you too, but I have a significant other, or like right now I'm not really too sure. I mean, let's take it slow and all that. So you guys exchange numbers, maybe a Facebook, Snapchat if you got it, stuff like that. And you guys are just sending each other like texts back and forth. Oh, how's your day? Pretty good. Just here at home. Oh, cool. Me at work. Oh, how is it going? How it goes. How it's here. Stuff like that. Or they just build it up, talk about y'all's day, talk about y'all's life, y'all's everything that y'all can talk about possibly to make yourself interested in another. And sometimes, well, in my case, I have that one that I crushed on, and then we'd eventually get together, which is, it depends on the person and all that, ends up badly. There's a couple of cases where it happened to me where I've really the main one that I've really thought about the most was when I was working for Subway, and there's one girl, her name was Rebecca Wolf. All right, so at first she was working at another store. She was working at a store in a Walmart. All right, so we had met one day at a Christmas party, and I guess she had her eye on me, and she was kind of flirtatious, like pretending to accidentally sit on my lap, or us sitting close to each other and whatnot. And whenever we was just me and another guy. His name was Nick Rodell. I forgot to pronounce his name, but me and him, we were good friends. We'd be homies at work, and then after work we'd go to the bar and stuff. All right, so me and him were chatting away, just bullshit and talking about what we would do after work, if we're gonna hang out and drink, or if we're just gonna go home. Anyways, she walks up to both of us and says, hey, what you guys doing? Nothing. And we're just talking about what we're going to do after work. So, what are you guys going to go do? So, me and the Nick are about to go drink or something. And she says, oh, I don't drink. If I would, I'd see if I can go with you guys. And me and him laugh like, sure, whatever. Yeah, get out of here with that. And then, all right, so later on, we had a meeting where a discussion. Our general manager sat us down. She says that she appreciates our work and how hard we're working for this. How the BS they put. Anyways, she had Rebecca went to go sit, and she pretends about she's about to sit on my lap, and then she goes and then she sits next to Nick and all that. I was like, this girl's dumb. So we're having discussions, and talk about how we can make it better at work, and then we end the night at that, and we leave, and then she asked for if she can use our number to call somebody. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm going on. But anyways, my friend Nick, he pulls out his phone. So he calls and all that, and a couple of weeks later down the road, she shows up there to work at my store, which is at a Meacham store. It's on the road. All right, that's what we called up not the Meacham, the Sutter store. Anyways, she shows up and all that, and I think nothing of it. It's like, yeah, cool, she's over here now and all that, and how the little flirtatious things, like they stand closer to you, or they pay more attention to what you're saying, or they pay more attention to what you're doing, or they start dropping subtle hints, like how the subtle hints that how somebody's flirting with you and they want to be with you. So I went along with it, so forth, so on. We exchanged numbers, we're texting and all that, and flirting. And one night she was, I want to ask you, what do you think about me? I was all, well, yeah, well, you're pretty cool now, you're cute, I like working with you, it's pretty nice. Me too here. I was the same for you. I think you're really cute, I really like you a lot, and all this and that, right? So we ended up getting together, we'd hook up at work, outside of work, whatever, that's how we do. But it was a good one for like 4 or 5 months. We were doing really good, and then just boom, went to shit. And it was weird. I don't know why I told you that story, but I just did. It was just a random story from work. And I think I've discussed my Walmart situation before, but if not, let me refresh you guys, because it'll refresh me too. But anyways, alright, so I started here exactly 8 months ago. 8 months and a few days, alright? So the first month, I didn't think about anybody like dating here, because through my past situations where I dated one and then it went bad. Anyways, so my first week here, I didn't really see this girl. Her name is, now I forget her name because I have so much shit on my mind. I'm trying to think about so many things at one time. JC. I can't pronounce her last name for shit, so I don't even try. Anyways, JC, me and her, I'll be passing by her bakery, and I glance at her, she'll glance at me, and all that, and I'll be going back and forth, getting my produce stuff, and, calling through it, and just putting it up, making sure that it's good product, instead of taking all the bad product out, bad vegetables and all that. Well, one day, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks into me working there, I was taking out some grapes and strawberries, and I was putting them for our wall. And I was pulling them out. She's like, dang, you're a slacker. And I was like, what? And she's like, you slack too much. And I was like, no. I don't slack at all. I'm a good worker. So whatever. I was like, what do you do? She's like, I make cakes all day. And I was like, oh, that's all you do. So then forth on, every day we would talk and do not. And then, I'm the type of guy that works slow up to something. So a couple of weeks into us, like talking and, just chatting away whenever I would pass by or something. Well, oh yeah, we had a couple lunches too together. Whenever we'd have we worked the same hours, we'd have the same lunch, so that's how we would do. Well, a couple of weeks, like I said, 2 weeks into it, I finally work up the courage to, like, what? When I come to work, go give her a hug. At first, I was just like a kind of hugged her just to see it, just to feel it out. And then she would hug me back, and then it got more intense. All right, so a week later, I asked her for a number. She said sure, and then I added her on Facebook. So we would text each other, and then we would just like tag each other on stuff on at Facebook, or Facebook message each other, and then eventually got her Snapchat too. So we're Snapchatting her just whenever I was at work or she was at home. We were both at home. We'd Snapchat each other. Well, one day I woke up the courage to ask her out, and I find out that she has a boyfriend. I'm like, fuck. But the situation between me and her is kind of difficult to explain, because we act like a couple, and we act like we like each other, or we like. She knows I like her, but she pretends like she don't like me, and like she always tells me, "Oh, I don't like you. You don't have a boyfriend, and all this and that." And I asked other coworkers, like fellow coworkers or associates, what they think about it, and they say, "Well, yeah, we sense that you guys are together." And this one guy, I work with Juan. He's like, "You guys are a couple without knowing you guys are a couple." I'm like, "Right, bro, I see it," but then she just denies it. And then, other coworkers that work with her in the bakery, they tell me like, "Dude, you guys, like, I see how you guys are together. I don't know why she gets pissed off at you when you flirt with her." And then she cusses you out because me and her, we go through this we'd fight for like a week or two, and then the next week we're just chill. We're chilled out. It's weird. And I don't know, that's a weird situation. That's my other situation here with going out with a coworker and whatnot. But okay, enough about that. What else can I talk about? Oh yeah, my day today. So it was chill and all that. Today was chill, just did my regular routine and all that. I sent Snapchats to everybody, asking them to suggest anything I could talk about during my lunch, but nobody really did. Anyways, in the process of doing that, I was talking to a friend. Well, me and this girl, we've been talking to each other for a while. Met her on Facebook. We Facebook each other and all that, and Snapchat, and we've been helping each other through I would really say just like little problem areas. How once in a while we just have that slum where we feel like nothing, like we're just not really depression, but this bullshit that you go through in life, alright? So we help each other through, like we talk to each other about it, and we're like, you know what, I'm here for you. If you need anybody to talk to, just talk to me. I won't tell nobody. It's just between me and you, nobody else. Alright, so I was helping through the same thing. She was having problems with people talking about her. They were Facebook, how do you say it? It's like bullying her. And she was getting tired of it, and she didn't know who else to talk to or who to turn to. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. Try not to ignore them. They're going to do that, and you let them get to you. Each time they talk about you, you're letting it get to you, and you're letting it bring you down. So just, I'm not saying ignore them, but just make better of the fact that's happening. And she was talking about just, she wants to be a photographer and whatnot. She wants to do landscaping and all this and that. And she was talking to a guy that had the similar thing. Like he was a photographer too, but she's in a bind where she can't really buy a up-to-date camera, a good one enough so it can be professional and whatnot. And this guy was all rambling on about how he's gonna get one for Christmas and all this and that. Well, this was a while back, I should say. But anyways, she felt kind of down about that. She felt like she was not worthy, or and he would tell her, like she would tell him about stuff he would take pictures of, and be like, he told her this whole bullshit, and it was kind of weird. But anyways, that's that. So me and her were friends for a good while and all that. And today I asked her, I was like, hey, you want to be my Valentine? And she's like, I have a boyfriend. And I was like, damn, for real? Have you ever felt like you're not really hurt, but you're like, fuck, you don't know what to think, or you don't know how to feel at that time, and you're just like, oh, alright, that's cool. And then she messaged me back. She's I put, oh, cool, alright, I think I said that, something that within that lines, or that. Anyways, she's put you're really cool and you're a really good friend, and I forgot what she said. I'll read back on it and I'll get back to you guys on it. Anyways, I was like, no, it's fine, I understand and all that. And she's like, man, I feel like shit now. She's like, if I was single, I would have said yes. And also, okay, I understand, and I just asked you because you deserve it. You've been a really good friend, and you've been here for me a lot, so you deserve something good. And then she told me the same thing pretty much back, and that was the end of it. So I think that's all I talked about. I just rambled on for 14 minutes about absolutely nothing, about work and all that. But you guys comment below on y'all situations at work, if you ever had like a crush that you really liked a lot, and you would go out of your way for, you would, compliment them, or you guys would talk after work, flirtatious kind of stuff. And yeah, get back at me, guys.
Peace.